Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the FIFA Flow podcast. Welcome to season 3, episode 35 of the podcast. Today, guys, we got a pretty good episode. We're gonna just the casual episode that we always do. Post-match talks. We're gonna talk about LaLiga, Barcelona versus Villarreal. We're gonna talk about Real Madrid, not in the La Liga though, however, in the Club World Cup final versus Al Hilal. We're gonna talk about the best team in the history, Paris Saint-Germain, ici c'est Paris, you already know. Versus AS Monaco, so that was a pretty nice game as well. Talk about the Premier League. I want to talk about Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and City. Talk about the Premier League as like the title race and stuff. How could it end? And then I guess just the usual Twitter news to talk about. Not that much news. We only have like a bit of information. I just want to kind of elaborate my thoughts on that. And then at the end of the episode, we're gonna also, of course, include Champions League predictions. We did not have a separate, unfortunately. Yesterday I did mention on my last podcast that we would have had a separate Champions League episode with a guest on that episode. We would have had another one talking about Champions League. I was hoping to do that yesterday, but I don't know, man. Grade 12, man, pre-calculus, chemistry, man, just too much. And I also had a game yesterday as well. It was the last game of the season, in Canada. I don't know what it is, but like, man, they ended in February. They end football in February for some reason in Canada. It's just pretty bad. But I did have my final game yesterday. Unfortunately, we did lose as well, 2-1. We did score a pretty nice goal towards like the middle of the second half, but unfortunately, they just, man, like the ball was just bouncing everywhere. It's like one of those those like rigged FIFA stuff. If you know, you know. But as I said, we're gonna end it off with some Champions League and Europa League predictions. And guys, before we get into the podcast, guys, I want to thank you guys a lot for 34 subscribers. It's pretty huge. Like that's a huge amount for where my podcast has been. I feel like in the past, in most recent times as well, we've been getting a lot of views as well. So thank you so much for the support. I think it was only 2 episodes ago on this one, season 3, episode 33, I believe this is, that I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast, like, oh, my birthday is on February 20th. Can we hit 30 subscribers? And in this episode, I was at 28 subscribers. In about 2 weeks later, we get 6 subscribers. So thank you guys a lot for the support. I really appreciate it. As I said, guys, I'm here to give my thoughts on football. I want you guys to also, even if you're not a football fan, this is an environment, a place where you can learn about football, learn my thoughts about, like, get to know my thoughts about football. And also remember, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on football as well. So if you have anything to say, if you have like I don't know, if you have something outrageous to say, if you have if you disagree with something, if you have something I want to talk about football, just let me know. So but thank you so much for the support. 34 subscribers. But let's just get right into the podcast, guys. Starting off with the La Liga. Let's start off with Barcelona, because man, it's over for Real Madrid. It is over. It is absolutely, Madrid are finished, guys. Barcelona are actually the sickest team. I've talked about this in my most recent podcast. Even as a PSG fan, as a PSG fan, I mean, PSG, we are in a whole separate, we are in another world, man. We are absolutely finished. We are finished, and we'll get there. We'll talk about PSG once we get there to the League 1 part of the video. But guys, but as a PSG fan, even when I watch other leagues, like I do watch Madrid sometimes when there's some good games. I watch the Premier League, like Arsenal, United sometimes, Man City. I do watch them sometimes. So I do watch other teams, but the way that Barcelona play, there's just something special, man. It's just the way that they play, the flair. It's like, as I said, I mean, I did also mention that a few weeks ago, like I still do believe that Madrid have more flair. And what I mean by that, so you see Barcelona, Madrid, they both play excellent football. They both play this tiki-taka type stuff. But I think Madrid just has more of this flair type, like they have these like skills, these step overs. I think that's because of the Brazilian samba, of course, you already know, Vinicius Jr. and stuff, Rodrigo and everything. With Barcelona, I think it's like yes, Madrid and Barcelona both play pass and go, like tiki taka football, and Madrid do have more flair. But what Barcelona has is, I think the way that Barcelona play this tiki taka is a bit better. The pass and go, and then they also take their time, and that's what I really like about Barcelona. You see these things with Pedri, who also scored in this match as well. But like the way that Pedri, like when Pedri gets the ball, he takes his time. He looks for options. He goes left. He dribbles back right, and he has this physical while he's being pressured. He goes. He sees, oh, Kessié makes a run here, because he takes his time. Because of him taking his time, he's getting pressured. Players, opponents move, like they move out of their position to pressure him, leaving other players open and send that through ball, that pass and go option. And that's essentially tiki takas. You pass, you run, and then another pass. You pass and then you go, and then you get the ball back. Tiki taka, 1-2 football. And the reason it's so effective is because when you make that pass, the player who is marking you initially will now go mark the ball, the new player with the ball. But then he passes it directly straight back to you, and it's so effective. But the way that Barcelona do it is just like, I don't know, it's something I haven't seen. And this is what makes La Liga, I think, just in general, not just Barcelona, I think what this makes La Liga so much more better. And I think I saw this somewhere. I was scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, on Instagram Reels. It was like something about Pep Guardiola. I don't know if it was Pep Guardiola or something recent. It was just someone saying, I think it was in an interview, they said that La Liga is better than the Premier League. And then everyone in the comments, I read the comments, everyone saying like, oh no, this is like, this is the worst like thought I've ever seen. Man, this is the truest thought I've seen. And here's my thought. Premier League, I think economically they are the best league. I think economically the business in the Premier League, and this is what I always say, the business in the Premier League, that is why they're becoming the Super League, man. They're in the inflation that the Premier League brings to the football market is crazy. The inflation that they bring. You see Chelsea spending almost 400 million euros this past summer transfer window. They went and inflated. They bought on the value, the transfer market value, not the actual price. The value on the football transfer market for Enzo Fernandez, 40 million. They go and triple that, and I don't know. I mean, he's not bad for Chelsea. I think he's one of their better players for sure, but it's not like you're paying 20 million and you kind of already had other players. Like you could have stuck in with Jorginho, and I think he would have provided what Enzo is providing so far in his first two matches for Chelsea. You get what I mean? So not just Chelsea, I think every Premier League team, you see teams like Aston Villa going for a shout. They could possibly, like, they have in their minds, they have in their plans, like, oh, maybe we should go get Rafael Leao from AC Milan, the Portuguese left wing. Like, that is crazy. That is so crazy, man. Like, a team like Aston Villa would even, the fact that they're even thinking of getting Rafael Leao is crazy itself. It's crazy. The fact that they have the funds to do that as well. I think every team has the funds, but the fact that they're actually willing to, maybe get Rafael Leao is pretty crazy. So, as I said, the inflation in the Premier League is just crazy. It's not, so yeah, as I said, the inflation is crazy. And also the business is crazy. I think economically, the way that they promote the Premier League is one of the best. And also the way they play, not the way they play is the best, but the way they play is different from other leagues. So I think the Premier League, what I do like about the Premier League is the way they play, or not the way they play, is the business, the economic side, the business, that's what I like about it. Now, how is it different from other leagues? Is inflation, of course. They bring inflation to all football. Second of all, is the way they play. They're a more physical team. They're a more physical league. You see, like, Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah and stuff. Yes, Mo Salah is like a dribble type player, but I think he's still a bit more physical than like other. He plays a bit more physically than other leagues. You see, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Milner, like all these guys. I think like Partey, Bukayo Saka, Odegaard. These are more physical oriented players. They play in a physical manner of football. If you get what I mean. So yeah, that's how it's different. That is how the Premier League is different. When you look at La Liga, though, you have this tiki-taka. You have real football. And I know I guess yes, England made football and stuff. I get that, but you get, I don't know what I consider real football. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's playing football. Premier League, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Paris Saint-Germain, Lille, AC Milan, Bayern. But what I like about football is the flair. I think what I like about football is the team. I like when the whole team is involved, and I think La Liga really shows that a lot. La Liga really shows the cooperation, the effectiveness. They show how effective they show how players to be effective rather than you should be more physical and that is effective. They're more effective on the ball and off the ball, not just like like if someone is coming up to you, don't just know how to be physical and block them off. Know how to use the ball, know how to be effective on the ball, pass the ball around. Like as I said, pass and go, 1-2. Just move the ball. Know how to be effective on the ball, not just like I should use my strength. Instead, know how to be effective on the ball. Do like a through ball or something. Just pass the ball. You don't need to be physical and hold the ball the whole time. And that's what I really like about the La Liga. Now, finally, going back to the Barcelona game, is Barcelona, I think, are the best at doing that. The way that the runs that Xavi, Lewandowski, Rafinha make, as I said, De Jong and Pedri on the ball, defensively brilliant. I think even physically, yes, they're physical as well, but even like on the ball, you can see like the way that they go to the left, like he's like facing this way, he drags it back and he switches the play. So the way like they just move the ball, it says, this place is let me switch the play to the other side, move the ball, instead of just let me try to strengthen the player in front of me. You get what I mean? So I just wanted to mention that whole rant that I just mentioned. But yeah, Villarreal overall, I think Villarreal, they did pretty decent. Man, as I said, never sleep on Villa. You could, I guess, Villarreal, I mean, they're not doing the best this La Liga season. Like, what are they? They're 8th. But, like, I don't know, these teams, like, I feel like sometimes, like, they do show the passion. They have passion. That is what is most important. Yes, they're not doing the best this La Liga season, but the passion. Even last season, we saw they knocked out Juventus, Bayern Munich, and almost knocked out Liverpool. As I always like to say, every season in the UCL, I mean, actually, no, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, the passion, man, the passion. Villarreal, yes, they're doing bad, but the passion they have, even against Barcelona today, just built different. You can see 11 shots, 6 shots, 2 shots on target versus 4. And as I said, guys, the way that Barcelona play, just beautiful. The way they're on the ball, pass and go, so effective, man. It's not like the Premier League where it's just let me like run. It's not like Erling Haaland, just let me run them over. I'm a tractor. Let me run them over. You get what I mean? But yeah, that is the La Liga there for you. I mean, is there any other games? I mean, as I said, I don't really watch the La Liga a lot. I do watch the Premier League, like here and there. Like I watch some of the highlights. I see some of the highlights online, and then of course every week I watch the Paris Saint-Germain. So I always have something to talk about PSG. But I mean, where are we? Barcelona. So yeah, Real Madrid played Wednesday because they had Club World Cup, and then also, and I think Madrid play next week for Champions League, but still, I guess a break from Club World Cup, and then they'll play on Wednesday. That is that. But yeah, guys, actually, let's just talk like before we end off with La Liga, man. Barcelona, I think they're winning it. I really do think they're winning it. Even if Madrid win their next game, what is that? They're gonna be like 8 points off. They're still 8 points off if Madrid win their next game. Since their game in hand, they're still 8 points off. And keep in mind, Barcelona, since the World Cup ended, they are 11 games undefeated. I think 11 game wins as well, not just undefeated. All 11 of the games, or all 10 of the games that they played, undefeated. And we can even take a look if you want to see as well. So when did the World Cup end? December. So here's the first game from the World Cup, 1-1. Okay, so no, undefeated, 1-1. They win this, win, 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 and win. So wait, how many games is that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Holy, that's even more. 12. My goodness. So, 12 games from the World Cup. They've won 11 and drawn 1. So, undefeated since the World Cup. Man, pretty crazy. And Europa League as well. I think now as well, Xavi is now like the first manager in Barcelona to get like now has the highest win streak for Barcelona in their history. So that's pretty crazy, man. The Xavi ball, you already know. Xavi under Pep when Xavi used to play, the effectiveness. Xavi, honestly, one of the best midfielders in the world. Definitely top 10. Definitely, maybe you could say top 6. Arguably, like if you're saying, I don't know, it's like you could say top 3. I think maybe top 3. I mean, who would be first? Who would be first? Like Iniesta. No, actually, probably for me, Mateus first. I think the way Mateus was. Is Gullit really a midfielder? Is he like a center forward? I'm not gonna count Gullit as a midfielder. Neither like Maradona. As a central midfielder, like a box to box, he's like effective defensively, physically, passing. Like he has that vision, the dribbling on the ball. Like he has like that type of stuff. Like as a central midfielder, I think Mateus for me first. Mateus first. Then probably. Now here's the thing: is Luka Modric or Xavi? So you can arguably say Xavi is second. And yeah, just to say, like man, Xavi, top 3 midfielders of all time. You already know he has that ball knowledge. The way when he played in that past Barcelona team, with under Pep Guardiola, he said, "Oh, let me copy and paste those tactics, use it again. But now I'm the coach. I'll share it with them. We're gonna win, and it's effective." So yeah, as I said, Xavi ball works out too good, man. Works out really too good. But yeah, that is the La Liga for you guys. Yeah, also sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. My throat does hurt a bit. I mean, I should get some water and stuff, but still. So yeah, let's go to the Premier League. As I said, the Premier League. I mean, this week I didn't really watch the Premier League. I felt like, I don't know, not the best matchups and stuff. I did try to watch a few of the highlights earlier today. I mean, Leicester, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, United. I saw a few of the highlights online as well. So let's just go right into it. Talk about a few of the games. West Ham versus Chelsea. And as I said, man, the inflation. They go out, they inflate Enzo Fernandez's price from 40 million value and buy him for 120 million. Modric, they buy him for 100 million, and I mean he's kind of he's not really showed that. I mean, on the first game against Liverpool as well, I mean this guy was going crazy, but now against West Ham, against like other teams as well, and they're not doing the best. I'm a bit worried for Chelsea, inflating all these players and then still not being able to win. I think it's been 2 games since. How many games has it been since the market closed? Chelsea have played 1, 2. They've played 2 games since the closing of the January, the winter transfer market, and they still yet to win. And they've spent 400 million, and they still yet to. Man, I'm so done. I'm actually done. I don't. Yeah, really, man. I really don't know. Potterball, Todd B tax. You already know the American tax. Potterball as well. Just it doesn't work, man. Sacking Thomas Tuchel earlier in the year. It was honestly Chelsea's nightmare. That was their nightmare. But yeah, as I said, I mean, João Felix, that over the top through ball, and then like João Felix, I think it was a header he got. That was a pretty nice goal. It was a good, like, effective goal. Like they saw that run in behind, send the through ball and stuff. I hear that. Actually, no, never mind. I don't want to say it because it does happen in the Liga as well. But yeah, like it was a nice goal. It was pretty nice that the over the top through ball, and I think it was a header. I believe was pretty nice. I did not see the West Ham goal. I believe Chelsea were also robbed of a penalty as well. I'm pretty sure. I think it was João Felix yet again who goes and shoots it, and then It's one of the West Ham players who falls on the ground and like it hits his hand and then it goes out. Something like that, like Chelsea robbed of pen against, who is it? West Ham against the Hammers. Even spelled Hammers, West Ham. Right here, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Right in that clip. Yeah, right here. Who is this? That's not Felix. I think that's Felix. I don't quite know who this is. But you can see, he slides down, and then like it hits his hand. So they were robbed of a penalty here. Was that Mudryk? Oh no, that might be Enzo. I think he dyed his hair, I remember. You can even see it here. I mean, this guy's hair is pretty long, so that's definitely not Enzo. But yeah, he goes to shoot it. One of them go to shoot it. He goes down, hits his hand, and a penalty was not given. So you could say, yes, Chelsea were robbed of a penalty and they should have won, and like, oh, all the players did good. But even if they got that penalty, I feel like either way, I don't know, they still didn't do that good either. I mean, 12 against 10. Possessionally, they did good. As I said, I didn't watch the full game. I just saw some of the highlights. So based off of the highlights I saw, I feel like they could still be more effective. I mean, Felix, I think he's brilliant. Enzo Fernandez, I mean, if we take a look at FOTMOB, to be fair, these signings that they have gotten are definitely, they've been like Chelsea's best players so far. So we take a look. Well done. Well done, FOTMOB. Yeah, I mean, very effective. As I said, Enzo Fernandez, brilliant. And then, yeah, Reece James. But yeah, as I said, like, in the front, I think in the midfield they're doing pretty good. This Loftus-Cheek guy, this guy's not doing bad. I've seen him here and there recently. Yeah, Enzo Fernandez, I think he's a good signing. Just, I feel like, man, like, Jorginho, you had Jorginho. I mean, who else do you have? Kante's still injured, and N'Golo Kante is still injured. And then, where is he? Kovacic. I feel like there was still a better backup option. Wait till, like, I don't know, there was other better, cheaper players that would have brought what Enzo is bringing now as well. You see Camavinga, way cheaper as well. And what did Madrid get Camavinga for? Definitely cheaper than Enzo, for sure. And he could arguably be doing better than Enzo Fernandez. Felix, I think he's a baller. I mean, the passion that he brings is pretty nice. He has that LaLiga flair. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's so good. Is because LaLiga flair out affects Premier League strength. You get what I mean? You see this last season as well. Madrid knock out Liverpool. They beat Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Paris Saint-Germain because of the effectiveness, the team effort, the passion. That's the La Liga, man. Too good, too good. But yeah, that is the Premier League, man. That is Chelsea. I think, yeah, as I said, Chelsea, from what I saw, they were robbed and they could be playing a bit better, but it's definitely getting better. I think Enzo and Felix, they're putting in that passion. They're spreading that passion within the team. So that is that. Arsenal, Brentford. Actually, no, let's go to United and Leeds because, man, this was a nice game. Rashford's goal. Which one was it? Oh, this was a nice goal. It was like a very, very good from, as I said, yet again, the strength. As I said, Premier League is all based on strength, and it was really good from and what Luke Shaw brought on when he was subbed on for Malacia. He brought that strength. He got the ball well physically. He was trying to not get pressured. He crosses it in, and then it is Marcus Rashford who headers it in the back of the net. It's a nice goal there. The second goal that they had was Garnacho. Man, this guy, the Argentinian, he is really good. He's fast, good on the ball, pretty nice finishing as well. It's a really nice shot. Down the wing, he got the ball, controlled it well, went past the player, ran down the side, cut inside, and then does like a finesse around the French goalkeeper, Messier. How do you say that? Meslier? I don't know if you say the L. So Messier. Messier. He's more messy. He's a Messier. He's not just Messi, he's Messier. So, but yeah, nice run from Garnacho down the wing and a beautiful, beautiful finish. Man, Rashford this season, it was, Paris Saint-Germain, we wanted to get Rashford in the beginning, and towards the end, like the last month of the summer transfer. We wanted to buy Rashford, but we didn't. I think Eric Ten Hag wanted to keep him, and then I think it was a brilliant move that he wanted to keep him because man, look how deadly Rashford is. His dribbling, his finishing, his positioning, the runs that he makes, brilliant by Rashford. So fair play. I mean, he's coming back. He's redeeming himself for the past few seasons. From the past few seasons of him doing bad, he's redemption time for him. So he's balling out there. As I said, Garnacho, 18 years old, and he's one of United's most effective players. It's pretty crazy. More effective than the fridge himself, Harry Maguire. Bruno Fernandes just being Bruno. I think I think he is a bit overhated. I don't rate him like as much as Luka Modric, Kevin De Bruyne, and stuff. But I think he's a bit overhated. Not over. I think. I don't know. Maybe not overrated. I think he's just being hated a bit too much. You get what I mean? I think he's just there. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing his job. Maybe sometimes he's a bit overrated, but at the same time he's also a bit overhated. So man, Bruno, I think he's a pretty good baller. I mean, what he's providing for United's midfield. I mean, for how United's midfield is right now, I think he's honestly their best midfielder, making him look like he's a baller. But at the same time, like they're saying like, oh, Bruno is better than Kevin De Bruyne. Man, it's because the reason why Bruno looks good is because he got Fred and Sabitzer, man. I mean, how are you supposed to come? If you put KDB here, he's gonna be better than what you're saying Bruno is doing in this squad. You get what I mean? If you put Bruno in Man City, is he gonna do what Kevin De Bruyne is doing? Because this midfield here is nothing compared to to Manchester City's midfield. So that's why it makes the Bruno Fernandes look better, because he's more effective than the midfielders around him. You get what I mean? Whereas KDB, he's very effective, but he also has other effectives. So it's like, you get what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it, but it's like if you put Bruno in Man City's team is already better. It's better than this midfield, this duo midfield here, these two CDMs. And then KDB is also doing better than those midfielders. You get what I mean? So if you put KDB in KDB in Aston Villa, KDB is gonna look like, I don't know, prime Holland. But so that's what I mean. But at the same time, man, he's also a bit overhated. So I don't want to hate on Bruno. I mean, he's good on the ball. The through passes he made a brilliant through pass. I think it was Garnacho. And yet again, man, Garnacho. I think it's these South Americans, man. These Latin. The way the Latins play football. The way that these Argentine, the Colombian, the Brazilian, of course, you already know, the Portuguese and the Espanol. The way that they play football, man, is just different. So as I said, Garnacho, he sees that through ball, or that switch of play, and then Bruno, yet again, as I said, these Latins, these Portuguese players, he sees that visionary as well. He sees that vision, and then he sends that through ball in to Marcus Rashford. And Marcus Rashford, he did good to kind of like get back on the ball. He controlled it well on his first touch as well, and then shoots it far post, but unfortunately he was offside. Other than that, it was a nice through ball. It was a nice switch of play, through ball, very effective. And then, yeah, there was also another one from a corner. I think Harry Maguire was going to go score that as well. Was it Harry Maguire over here? Maguire tries to hit it towards, but it's Weghorst who volleys it over. Okay, but it was like, okay, it might have been Weghorst. Yeah, I know, like Maguire tries to bundle it towards the goal, but it's Weghorst who volleys it. And it was offside. It was like right on the edge of the goal line, so pretty unlucky there. But yeah, that is United. They're doing pretty good as well. As I said, after the World Cup, the first two games, I said if United continue to do what they're doing, they're gonna go on. They could have a chance to fight for that title. I mean, it's doing pretty good. They're catching up. So yeah, that is United there. I mean, what happened to Casemiro? Is he injured? Casemiro's, man, that guy's different. He showed the Premier League a true CDM role. When even on the ball, man, he's showing that LaLiga-ness. When LaLiga players go to the Premier League, they really show the Premier League is a farmers league. You even see Man City, making it look like a farmers league and stuff. And yes, you can say like, oh, La Liga is like, when I like earlier when I was talking about, oh, La Liga is better game wise. You can say like the like with the Premier League, you might argue the Premier League might have more competitiveness for the title, but I don't know. And then you could argue that, but then you realize, oh, the past like 6 seasons, Man City has won like 4 Premier Leagues. Last year, the year before, 2019 was Liverpool, but like 2018, 2017, 20, oh no, 2016, and then of course you already know the legendary run of the Leicester City. But yeah, if you look in the last 5 years, Man City has won the Premier League, and then yet people are saying, oh, it's a Farmers League. I mean, to be fair though, like there is a lot of title races, but then I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like, look at this, 12 points clear. You look at the league before. It's like I don't know. The difference after it gets in the top three, the difference between points is what makes it looks like a formula. Look at that difference there. You already know last season. I mean, look what's the difference now. You can no, actually no, don't talk about the difference part because La Liga are also a bit ahead. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like, man, Premier League is just too overrated, man. The English tax, the King Charles tax, the King, is that his name? I always forget. I don't know who this new king is, man. You're not Canadian, dude. I think King Charles. I don't know our own king, man. That's pretty sad. That is pretty sad. But yeah, that is the wait. What the heck? There's probably another. What the heck? They literally played them like last week, and then they played them again, both for the Premier League. Yeah, pretty weird. Pretty weird. But yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about Arsenal and City because I didn't really watch the games. Spurs and Leicester City, man. Spurs, man. These guys have fell off. Who's the coach? Antonio Conte? He's still the coach? Man, Conte last season, when he came in the winter, he was pretty nice. He was really good. The connection he had with Harry Kane and Son and stuff, but I mean, what happened? Even Bentancur, he was doing pretty good before the World Cup as well, but Perisic, he's really good. Kulusevski, when he was brought in last year, he was doing really good as well. Pedro Porro, they got him from Sporting. The Rat. Can't wait to see Pedro Porro versus João Felix. Should be pretty nice. If you know, you know. But man, what happened to Spurs, man? They always find a way to bottle it. They do good in the start. They're up there in the top four, and then they always bottle it. Same with Arsenal, man. So hopefully they don't do that next season. And you saw it like towards the end. When was it? Was it Arsenal, man? Like they bottled that last game, man. They bottled that last game. But yeah, next game is this Wednesday. Arsenal versus Man City. This is gonna be the game of the season, man. This is gonna be the game of the season because I think whoever wins that really affects the way that the teams will play from then on. And on one side of me says, oh, if City win, it might be over for Arsenal. Another side says if Arsenal win, City could still win because I feel like if Arsenal win, it could go either way. If Arsenal win, they're gonna go for passion. They're gonna have more passion and say, "Oh, we're gonna win the league," or they're gonna beat City. They're gonna start resting. They're gonna say, "Oh, we're miles clear of City. Let's start playing a bit easier. We don't have to play as aggressive and win the games. Let's just play a bit slower. Let's play a bit more with ease and like just like let's play easier football." And then they might take it. They might rest a bit too much, and then City will come back, and City will have that passion from the loss from Arsenal. So I really don't know. It could be an effective game. It can go either way. It's either Arsenal win, but the aftermaths can say, "Oh, we beat City. Now we don't have to be so aggressive to win the title. Let's just take a break." And then they take too much of a break, and City come back, and then City will also have that passion, that comeback mentality because they lost. Or Arsenal get more passion for beating City, say, "Oh, we're the best team." Continue the passion, run it up to the end, and win the league. It's either that if Arsenal win or Arsenal lose and then City make the comeback either way. So if City win, City will go on to win the league. If Arsenal win, it's up to the aftermath of do Arsenal continue with the passion, or is Arteta gonna like ease it down and they ease it too much that Man City comes back? You got what I mean? So I am a bit worried about that. And watch my word, man. Listen, man. These bold predictions, I'm telling you, even if Arsenal win, I can just feel like they might ease it down. They might take a bit too much of a break, and then City will come back. And it's not even if they don't take a break, they're probably gonna find a way to bottle it. But yeah, we should have some pretty nice games. As I said, Arsenal City will be a huge game of the season in the Premier League. That is gonna be the effect. This game will affect both teams because, like, if as I just mentioned, if one team wins, it's gonna affect the mentality, the game plan from then on out. Spurs and West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham beat Spurs. Liverpool, Newcastle, that should be nice because Newcastle, man, they're doing pretty good as well. I mean, I haven't really been watching Newcastle recently, like after the World Cup. I mean, before the World Cup, man, they were cooking, man. They were cooking. Let them cook, guys. Let them cook. But yeah, I mean, even after that, what do we have? Spurs, Chelsea. Yeah, this is Felix, Pedro Porro, guys. If you know, you know the matchup. Liverpool, Wolves, yet again, man. I mean, this matchup is always crazy, and as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Wolves win. So yeah, we do have some pretty decent, some pretty nice Prem games. Like, here's the thing: if you see like City and Tottenham, or no, if you see like two matchups like Brighton and Fulham, this doesn't really surprise me. But if you see like a matchup like Sevilla and Villarreal, man, I would love to watch that. Sevilla and Villarreal, the passion, the LaLiga football as well. Actually, talking about Sevilla, where are they? Because, man, I like Sevilla, and I saw them in the relegation zone like a few weeks ago. Where are they? Oh, the comeback, guys, the passion. Man, Sevilla not looking good this season. What happened? I mean, even the transfers that they've had, they go on and they get Alejandro Papu Gomez, or as I like to call him, Papi Gomez, because of FIFA. He carried me in FIFA, Papi Gomez. So yeah, Alejandro Gomez. They go get him from Atalanta, from the Serie A. He's like 34 years old as well. What are they up to, man? What are they up to? So yeah, but yeah, that is the Premier League there for you. Let's talk about the League On before we go on to Club World Cup football news and then the Champions League predictions, guys. And girls, guys and girls. Or no, girls. No, the opposite of guys is gals. Girls. What is girls then? Girls. Hims. Now him, her, she, he. Guys. And ladies and gentlemen. Guys and girls. Okay, yeah, never mind. Anyways, to all people watching this video, I just want you to know, man, PSG, man. As a PSG fan, it's really hard to see this because this is one of our worst games as well. I mean, we got dominated, man. We were really you can see 19 shots versus 7. 9 shots on target versus 2. We're 5-point difference in the league. We got Bayern Munich and Lille in the next week. Even after that, I think we have a pretty hard game as well. Lille, Bayern Munich this Tuesday. Marseille, we got the Le Classique yet again, and we just got dominated by them in the what is the domestic cup for the Ligue 1, the Coupe de France. And after that, who do we have? Nantes, and they're not the worst team as well. What is Nantes? 13. And I still won't be surprised if we don't do the best against them. So our next 3 games, guys, it's really looking bad. It's really looking bad. Let's talk a bit about the game. Very hard to talk about as a PSG fan. Guys, we got dominated. Let's talk about it. I mean, to be fair, our whole team is literally injured. Messi with a hamstring injury. Mbappe, I think he has some sort of leg injury. Mukiele, Kimpembe, Nuno Mendes. Ashraf Hakimi. And the worst part is Hakimi, he was getting back from recovery. Like, he would have been able to play towards the end of the game, last 20-30 minutes, which he did. Get subbed on, but he got a yellow card, meaning I think for the next 2 Ligue 1 games, he won't be able to play. So, not good there either. And, matches. Where is it here? Here. So yes, it's pretty bad. A lot of our key players are injured. The thing that's bad about PSG is if our main players are injured, we don't really have any backups for them. Let's talk about the players individually. Let's talk about the goals, and then we'll talk about the players. Bolvin, man, this goal here was pretty sad. So I don't even remember this goal because, like, actually, to be fair, I'll tell you the truth. I woke up, I put my alarm 20 minutes before the game, which is at 8. I wake up, I was like, oh, 5 minutes, if I missed the first 5 minutes, shouldn't be that bad. Surely PSG don't concede. And then I go in, so I didn't really see the first goal. But the second goal from Ben Yedder, man, is just embarrassing. You see, Batshuabi, how do you say this name? Bitshuabu controls the ball well, and then he's trying to, like, be physical. He's trying to hold the ball off. He gets pressured too much, loses the ball. It goes into Ben Yedder at the top of the box. Ben Yedder, the rat leader from FIFA. If you know, you know. And he gets it in the back of the net against Donnarumma. And then Warren Zaire Emery, the 16-year-old, or no, 17, or no, could be 16 years old. 2 years younger than me, and he's playing for PSG. Mbappe, I'm turning 18 in 8 days, and Mbappe at my age won the World Cup. Very, very sad. No, I'm joking, man. The effort that the work rates, the work that they put in is different, man. It is different. But where is that? Yeah, Warren Zaire Emery. That was a nice goal. I mean, Juan Bernat, it was Carlos Soler who sees that run. He sees that pass into Juan Bernat, and Juan Bernat, brilliant ball. Zaire Emery gets a good first touch and hits it in the back of the net against the German goalkeeper Nubel. And then that was our goal. And then, man, this goal towards the end of the first half, very bad as well. It's yet again Bitshuabu who's defending. Like, Ben Yedder is making a run here. The ball is somewhere here. Marquinhos is pressuring a lot. Bitshuabu is like the only player to mark in this, like, central area. And then he goes up to pressure the ball, but he just, I don't know, he gets around him. And now Ben Yedder is on a free run through by himself, sends the through ball, and then in behind Donnarumma. And even not just these 2 goals that Ben Yedder got, man, Ben Yedder, man, this guy, I mean, as Ben Yedder, man, Ben Yedder, he it's not about the feet, it's about the brains, man. Ben Yedder uses his brains. The way that Ben Yedder plays, I mean, if you guys know FIFA, man, this guy's a rat, man. This guy's a rat. If you know, you know about FIFA, EA Sports FIFA. I mean, even in real life, he's one of my, he's pretty crazy. And to be fair, honestly, he's probably one of my favorite players. I'm not even joking. As a PSG fan, I mean, yes, he's one of our most, like, players who scored against us. I think this team that he scored against most is actually PSG. But what was I gonna say? I mean, like, yeah, even as a PSG fan, like, he always destroys us. Monaco always destroy us. But man, the way that Ben Yedder plays, I mean, the effectiveness, just too good, man. And that's what I like. Yes, I'm a PSG fan and he destroyed us, but the way that he played, the effectiveness makes me like him. And man, teams should be looking out for him, man. I feel like, I don't know, United, maybe Barcelona, go get Ben Yedder, man. He would be so effective, man. Ben Yedder, too good, man. So yeah, those were the goals. Let's talk about the actual game itself. I want to talk about the players now. So Donnarumma, man. Yes, we conceded 3 goals, but honestly, I think Donnarumma was our best player on our team. He was the man of the match for the PSG team. Not the man of the match, but the man of the team. The man of the team, you can say. And that is pretty sad. That is very, very sad. Vids, man. Yes, he's a youngster. He's 21-year-old. He had some time in the past before, but I feel like he had enough game time. He's had enough time to kind of learn. Yes, he's still young, but I feel like he's had more time than Vitinha and Warren Zaire-Emery, and he's still our like worst youngster, man. No offense, but man, this guy. If we had Ramos instead, I guarantee those 2 goals that Ben Yedder scored would not have happened. Like maybe Monaco would have scored a different goal, but it wouldn't have been as bad as those 2 goals we conceded, because those 2 goals were purposely 100% Vids, man. I don't know what he's doing. Marquinhos, Marquinhos, man, this guy, he did put in the pressure. He tried to pressure a lot of the on the ball. He was like going up onto half and stuff. He saw what Ramos was doing in our past games. He was like, oh, I need to start going up, getting those headers into the box as well. Try doing something like that. Man, we got to go back to the Tuchel days. I think Marquinhos is getting better after the World Cup. He was a bit bad, but I think in the past 2-3 games he's kind of been being more effective defensively as well. The past 2 games, not 3 games. I think against Toulouse he was good. Against Lens, man, he was pretty bad. But where was I talking about? Yeah, man, we gotta go back to the Thomas Tuchel days. If you guys don't know, 2021 in the winter of 2021, we sacked Thomas Tuchel. That's when he went to Chelsea and they won the Premier League. So if we didn't sack him, maybe Chelsea don't win the Premier League that year. Maybe PSG would have won. But yeah, we sacked Thomas Tuchel. But before that, Tuchel ran Marquinhos in the CDM position, and I think we gotta go back there. The reason I say Marquinhos should play in that central defensive midfield role is because then it allows Verratti to be more free. I think the problem Verratti has now is he's staying back a bit more so he can help defend. I think Verratti is a bit better in attack. I think he can dribble, he can get up and create space. So I think he needs more of that free role and not be locked in that defensive role type area. So I think a 3-back is good. I think we have to go back to the 3-back. Even Galtier said himself, in the beginning of the year, we ran a 3-back. It was very good for us. We were doing really, really good. We switched to a 4-back, and it was terrible, you saw. And now when we go back to a 3-back, hopefully it's better like it was in the beginning of the season, even in preseason as well. The only problem I see with a 3-back is if PSG fans, if Galtier wants to move, I don't know if Galtier wants to move Marquinhos to CDM, but I know PSG fans do for sure, even including myself. We need to move Marquinhos to CDM. If we do that, who do we put as our 3 center backs in a 3-back as well? I could see it working in a 4-back, just not in a 3-back. We do Mukiele back. I think after we get Mukiele, we can do Ramos, Kimpembe, Mukiele, Nuno Mendes, Hakimi, Marquinhos, and Danilo Pereira. I think Danilo Pereira, very underrated. He's a solid beast as our 2 CDMs. Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, or maybe Marquinhos, and even if we do a 3-back and then do Marquinhos CDM, and right now we can do we don't necessarily need Nordi Mukiele. We can do Sergio Ramos, Danilo Pereira, and Kimpembe as our 3 center backs. Do Marquinhos right CDM, Verratti left CDM, Messi cam, Mbappe, Neymar strikers, Nuno Mendes left mid, Hakimi right mid. That would be very, very nice. I really think even if we're doing a 4-back, like a 4-2-3-1, a 4-1, yeah, I think like a 4-2-3. I mean, what did we run against Toulouse? I think we ran a 4-back against Toulouse. Check over here. Last week against Toulouse, a 4-1-2-2. Verratti is injured, so he's not even playing. But I mean, our last game with Verratti, let's go back a few games. Our last game we had with Verratti, Verratti is playing here, and I feel like when you have Fabio and Ruiz who goes up more, Verratti and Pereira kind of have to stay back. Like, I don't know, they kind of need, like, Verratti has more of that defensive role. So I feel like if Marquinhos goes up, Marquinhos becomes that beast CDM in the midfield, and then it leaves Verratti with a more open role, a free role to go up, create spaces, and yeah, that is that. Let's go ahead talk about the other players in our team from the game against Monaco. If we take a look here, yeah, as I said, Danilo Pereira pretty solid. The Pembele, he wasn't the worst. I mean, he wasn't the best either, but I mean, personally, I feel like Warren, Zaire Emery, and Vitinha. I posted this on my Twitter as well, man, and I got a lot of hate for it. Not hate, but I feel like there's some people that kind of questioned me. I said that I'm liking Vitinha and Zaire Emery, doing great for what they're able to do, man. They're very young. I think, what is Vitinha's age? Vitinha age, I think he's like 19. No, he's 23. What the heck? He's 23. Warren Zaire Emery. Warren Zaire Emery. He's like 17 or 16. Yeah, he's 16 years old. And then I think what they're able to do for their age is is solid. Maybe not. I mean, if you take a look at Valverde, Pedri, Xavi, they are doing better. But I think like, yeah, I don't know. I think for their age, man, you shouldn't be hating on them. They're doing pretty decent for the backups that we have as well. Who else are you gonna use there when Verratti, when our whole like a lot of our main players are injured? I want to know what these people are thinking. So over here, do you really think Vitinha and Zaire Emery can stand up to Kimmich and Goretzka? This guy here, I don't know what he's up to, because I never said we should run Vitinha and Zaire Emery against Bayern Munich this Tuesday. I did not say that. I said that against this game. In league games, they're doing pretty good. I never said we should use them against Bayern, man. I never said that. So, and then in the comments here, we have Goretzka being mid. No, Goretzka's good. I think he's really good, but I mean, I've seen some other stuff, like some people have been hating at this one here. We should start being negative, so if a player does something decent, we can say it's good. Man, this guy here is also on something. Blood just told Donnarumma, what the WTF, Mamoom. What the heck is this guy saying? Is doing his job when conceding goals every game. Vitinha is a joke of a midfielder. Can't pass the. I agree with this a lot. He cannot pass the ball, man. I mean, I feel like he should have some better vision, man. This guy's vision is zero, man. Imagine having a 16-year-old as your best midfielder. And go look at Barcelona. Yes, Gavi's not the best midfielder, but he's definitely up there. He's better than some of their other players for sure. But man, Donnarumma is doing his job. Yes, he's conceding goals, but I mean, what's he supposed to do if he has no defense? It's literally one-on-one the whole time, you can practically say. So yeah, man, Twitter, man, not the place to be in the comment section. Not a place to be. Not a place to be. If you know, you know. Same with Reddit, man. Not the place you want to get information from. Or not information, I think I get a lot of information, but I think not the place where you want to argue, I guess you can say. There's a lot of weirdos there. Not weirdos, like they say some questionable stuff. They say some outrageous stuff like that, man. I don't know, man. Just if you're a PSG fan like me, I feel like, yeah, you should have some, man, like I feel like I'm a more technical player or technical thinker, so I can, that's why I'm saying these stuff. But yeah, Vitinha, Zaire Emery, I think what they're able to do, they've been doing good. Carlos Soler, he wasn't the worst. Juan Bernat, man, get this guy out. This guy's reaction is negative, man. He passes the ball. After it goes into the net, he reacts and tries to defend, man, literally. I mean, that's like very exaggerated, you get what I mean? That doesn't happen. But I mean, the way that his defensive awareness is terrible, man. It's terrible, his reactions. But I mean, going forward is not the worst. I think going forward is not the worst. Neymar didn't have the best of games, man. I feel like his touches, his dribbling wasn't the best. And then Egatike, he had some pretty good runs. I think he was just, yeah, I don't know, just he didn't like finish them well. And then if we look at Monaco's side, yeah, man, Ben Yedder did really good. As I said, I think he had to be the man of the match, man. This guy is like, I don't know, he's like prime R9 against us. Prime El Fenomeno. Golovin, the Russian, I think he's doing pretty good as well. Diata, man, this guy's just too fast, man. I think he was the guy who actually pressured Bitshuabu and then passed it to Ben Yedder, who went for the goal. Fofana, he's a solid player. Kamara, man, this guy, these two CDMs, very, very solid. This guy from RB Salzburg as well, what a steal. He's been, these two CDMs, I mean, against PSG, just too good, just too good. And Nubel, man, this guy had some outrageous saves, man. I think he's on loan for Bayern as well. If Monaco can keep Nubel on loan, that would be pretty good for Monaco, man. I'm telling you, he's killing it for Monaco. If Monaco lose him to Bayern Munich, like, he's on loan, so hopefully they can find an agreement to sign Nubel. I mean, I'm a PSG fan here, and I'm giving advice to Monaco, man. What am I doing? But yeah, very, very bad, very, very bad. But that is my thoughts on the players there. Real Madrid, guys, now they are the only club in history to have 100 trophies, whether that's like La Liga, the Supercopa, Champions League, Europa League, any league, any trophy you can mention. Real Madrid, 100 trophies, man. These guys are just the passion, man. These guys are different. The best club in the world. I gotta be honest. Yes, I'm a PSG fan, but the amount of respect you no matter what, if you're a Barcelona fan, I think you have to have some respect, man. You have to have some sort of respect that Madrid are just inevitable, man. In history, man. Some sort of respect, man. Even as a PSG fan, yes, we got dominated last year in the Champions League by Karim Benzema, by Benzema and stuff, by Madrid, but man, I still have respect for them because they're always the comeback, man. The Madrid effect, man. They have the passion, the mentality. That's what makes La Liga, the passion, the mentality that La Liga has, and then also the effectiveness of the way they play football is also just built different. But yeah, pretty crazy game. And Al Hilal, man, Al Hilal, guys. How do you say, like? I don't know Arabic. I'm Persian, guys. I don't know Arabic. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah. Malhaba, isn't malhaba like hello and stuff? Malhaba. That's all I know. Like, those are the only two phrases I know in Arabic. Al Hilal. I also know Al Hilal and Al Nasser. Al, I know how to say Al. I also know that word. I don't know what it means. Inshallah, mashallah. I know those stuff. But yeah, guys, Arabic, Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal have made it to the Club World Cup final with Madrid. And honestly, they didn't do the worst. I mean, I'm not expecting much from them, but since I didn't expect much from them, it did seem like they did good. And that's what I'm saying about PSG, man. Maybe we should start like doubting ourselves. We should start like having a loser mentality about PSG, so then if we do something decent, we see it as something hugely insane. So that was my like same thought here. It's like I didn't really watch Al Hilal. It's like, oh, they're coming from the Saudi league as well. Surely they're not the best team in the world. Surely they can't beat Madrid, but somehow they scored 3 goals against Madrid, almost 4 as well. They missed that open net. So yeah, pretty crazy. Lunin going in for Courtois, and he did pretty solid. I mean, those 3 goals, man. I think if it was Courtois, it would have been saved. Rudiger, Alba just doing their thing. Yeah, Vinicius Jr., man. This guy is just crazy on the wing. The outside foot pass into Karim Benzema for Benzema to get that goal. Valverde, I think it was like Vinny or Benzema who tries to get a shot, rebounds off to Valverde, and he scores. I think that was one of the goals. I don't remember the other one. Vinicius Jr., he just bangs it. The keeper couldn't like block it hard enough, and then it goes past him. But yeah, even for Al Hilal, they had some pretty nice goals as well. I mean, some pretty banger shots. I think they played pretty decent. Like, they played good, like, defensively. I think in the midfield they were pretty solid. So that's what I mean, man. Like, I didn't expect much from them, and therefore, like, this outcome for me is pretty crazy. So we should have that same mentality for PSG. Let's go ahead talk about Twitter news before we go on to Champions League, Europa League predictions. To end off this podcast, Jurgen Klopp will be given a significant backing in this summer's transfer market to turn Liverpool's fortunes around. Who should they sign? They won't be getting Bellingham, but as I said, man, Jude Bellingham in the midfield, or not Jude Bellingham, Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield would be nice. Benacer, I think from not Benacer, is that his name? The Algerian from AC Milan, I think he would be pretty solid. Brozovic, I can see Brozovic kind of fit into Liverpool's playstyle. So I think Benacer from AC Milan and Brozovic, Ismail Benacer and Brozovic would be two good CDMs in a 4-2-3-1. Trent at right back. Konate, man, they need Konate back. Konate Van Dijk pairing from last season in the two center backs. You got, of course, Allison, Robertson. So those two CDMs that I mentioned. In the cam, I think they need like a sort of a creative player. I think that's where they're kind of slacking in the midfield. I guess you can put Firmino cam, man. I don't know what happened to Firmino. He was such a baller, man, last season and stuff. Firmino, Cody Gakpo at striker, or Darwin Núñez at striker. Maybe you can do Cody Gakpo on the left. I would get a cam. I think they need a more creative. I think they need two of those CDMs I mentioned. Two of those types of players. You got Amrabat, Benacer, Brozovic, Barella. Actually, I don't know. Do I really see Barella? Kind of. But I think Benacer, Amrabat, they need kind of that type of player in their team. I mean, I feel like they're also very similar to Fabinho, man. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I think they need a creative box-to-box midfielder. They need like a Modric. They need like a Kevin De Bruyne. That's who they need, guys. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Liverpool finished. I don't know if we'll talk about that. Yeah, the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh. I think Sheikh is king. I also know that word in Arabic as well. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamid Al Thani wants to own Manchester United while also owning Paris Saint-Germain. He plans to demonstrate the UEFA that each club will be controlled by a separate entity. So what this means, guys, is, so if you guys don't know, UEFA's rule is, so let's say this guy here, he already owns Paris Saint-Germain, or yeah, like under like he's told like what's his name, Al Nasser, or no whatever, Al Khalif, Nasser Al Khalif, I think that's his name. Khalifi, Nasser Al Khalifi. Khalifi. Man, I'm butchering this so bad, man. The butcher. But yeah, this guy here has told him you're gonna be in charge of PSG. Now he wants to buy Manchester United and do the same thing. With UEFA's rules, is UEFA say that you cannot have two teams in the Champions League under one entity, so under one group, and so if this guy owns PSG, and he tells Nasser Al Khalifi to do it, Nasser Al Khalifi cannot be in charge of PSG as well as be in charge of monitoring or kind of be like controlled. He cannot control United as well. He has to get someone else, another group, another, I guess, organization under his name. So like if he has to get another group of I guess like people to run United, but the money from both United and PSG will come from him. It just has to be organized by two different like groups. You get what I mean? So I think I think the reason for that is because they say like, oh, you're just gonna send. I don't know quite the reason for that, but I guess there is a reason. But I mean, it's just a good thing or a bad thing for United, because if the Qataris cannot pull this off, and they buy United, then it's either PSG don't go to the Champions League, and there's no ways they're not gonna let Neymar, Mbappe, and if Messi continues for 1 year, they're not gonna. There's no ways they don't let them go to the Champions League. So it's either they buy United and then they can't pull this off and United don't go to the Champions League. That's the bad part for United. Or they pull this off, United go to the Champions League as well, and they have money. So that is good. That is good. So if they pull this off, this could be good for United. If they pull it off, because I think United, they do need some money, man. Like, they're getting Weghorst. They're desperate, man. They're getting Weghorst. That's when you know they're desperate. They're getting Sabitzer. That's when you know they're desperate. I mean, Sabitzer is not bad. I feel like Weghorst is a bit desperate, man. Go get Leao. They should have gotten Leao. This summer they should get Leao, but I mean under the who is it? Forgot the name of the owners. Under the Glazers, man, they're not getting Leao. So yeah, that is that. Guys, let's end it off with some Champions League predictions. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, here, World Cup transition. Let's also rename this. Can we rename it? Rename it. So let's call it FIFA Flow FFP. I don't know. Notes. We'll call it. Why did it have to go here? Let's also delete all these. Put this in our normal spot when we write down these notes for predictions. And kind of make some predictions over here. Actually, I don't know if we'll do Europa League predictions, but we'll talk about it. And you know, there's Barcelona United, man. We have to talk about it. So let's go. This Tuesday, Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern. I mean, as a PSG fan, with the way that PSG has been doing, man, I won't be surprised if we lose. We don't do the best. I think that this weekend as well, I think today and like tomorrow and stuff, I think today that Messi and Mbappe have came into collective training with the team. So that is nice to hear. So I think it is confirmed. It could be there's a higher chance than if this was like 2 days ago. It was a lower. It's probably Mbappe and Messi not playing, or Mbappe and Messi not playing. But I think now, I think today I heard somewhere that Messi, the Eminem of Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, it has a higher chance of starting for this Bayern game, which is pretty nice to hear. Sadio Mane is also injured, so that it could be a plus for us as well. And then yeah, I don't know how really Bayern are doing. I mean, they're in the Bundesliga. I mean, the Bundesliga, man. If they're winning the Bundesliga every like 10 years in a row, I really call them a strong team. I could call them, but to be fair, that is in Germany. In Europe, they are a strong team, so it could be a tough game. As I said, I don't really know how Bayern have been doing so far. I think PSG can win. I think this first leg, I'm gonna do predictions for the first leg, by the way, not the second leg. We're just gonna do predictions on this first leg. Actually, no, let's just do predictions on the game we have this week. So these 4 games, and then maybe like next week, Liverpool and United, Man City, maybe they do something weird in league games, and then I'll talk about them. So let's just do these 4 games here. PSG, Bayern. I think PSG will win. Yes, we're doing bad. It's very iffy, and as I said, I don't know how Bayern are doing. So I'm gonna say PSG to win. I'm gonna say PSG. I'm gonna say win for Paris and loss for Bayern, and let's also call this first leg predictions, and then also call it first leg predictions week. Actually, no, the week 1 doesn't really matter. Just first leg predictions. Milan, Tottenham, AC Milan, and Spurs. So I think here, man, yeah, it's a clear option. AC Milan. I mean, they're doing pretty good as well, man. Rafael Leao, Zlatan. They have some pretty good bowlers. As I said, Benacer, Theo Hernandez, Kalulu. Tomori. They have like Mike Mignon. I think who's that right back as well? Like Acerbi or something like that. If we take a look, we can just take a look. Origi, yeah, they got Origi. Oh, this guy here, the Belgium striker, he's pretty insane. Giroud, Serginho Dest. No, but there's another Kalarbi. This guy, he's really solid as well. So, oh, Bakayoko. Yeah, they have a really good team, and with how Spurs are doing recently, I know who's clear here. Club Bruges and Benfica. Let's just say Bruges and Benfica. Man, as I said, every season, in every UCL season, we have a passion team. Last year, Villarreal knocking out Bayern, Juve, and almost knocking out Liverpool. The year before was Porto. They almost knocked out Chelsea. I mean, who did they knock out before that? Don't quite remember, but yeah, they were the passion team making it to the quarterfinals. And then there was the one season, was it 2018-19 with Ajax, man. I mean, you already know. If you know, you know. So I think for me, this year, that passion team, Benfica, and I think Benfica will win this first leg against Club Brugge, and probably just in general. And then Dortmund and Chelsea. I mean, yes, Chelsea have been doing pretty bad after this January transfer window, but I mean, how are Dortmund doing? Are Dortmund, even with Chelsea being this bad, are Dortmund as good as Chelsea? I don't really think so. I mean, at the same time, I don't know how Dortmund play, but from the players that I know that they have on the team, I still don't think, on paper wise, I don't think, even like in general, I don't think Dortmund are as strong as Chelsea, even though Chelsea are doing pretty bad. But as I said, I don't really know how Dortmund play, but those are my predictions there. And then, yeah, Europa League as well. Ooh, some pretty saucy games here for the Europa League as well. Nice. I think Salzburg Roma should be nice. Oops. Let's just bring this back up. So let's name this UCL. And then we'll have Europa. First leg predictions. And yet again, we'll just do it on the games that are this week, which is pretty much all 8 games. So why not? Salzburg. I think Roma are doing pretty good. They're a nice team. I like Roma. Under you already know Jose Mourinho, the best manager. Barcelona. Oh, this game. So Barca and United. Oh, this is a tough one because United are pretty insane recently. Rashford, Carrancho, Casemiro, Malacia is a solid beast. Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, even David De Gea, man. He's such a good goalkeeper. Like, if you saw some of the saves he made against Leeds, man, he's not just good like with blocking with his hands. I feel like his leg saves are also really good, and I think that's something that a lot of goalkeepers don't have, and that's what makes United like David De Gea good. Barcelona, I think for this first leg, is there 2 legs in? Okay, there's 2 legs. I could see a draw. I could see a draw here. I could really see a draw. This is tough, man. This is tough. I could see a draw, but I could also, yeah, I don't know. Do Barcelona win this? I could see a way that United beat Barcelona. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Barcelona have been doing too good, man. I don't know. I think a draw. But I think if I were to choose which team has a higher percent of winning, yes, like I think Barcelona have a higher chance of winning. Like if it was out of a percentage, like maybe 70, like maybe 65% chance of Barcelona winning, and what is that going to be? 35% chance of United winning. Then maybe 60% chance of Barca winning and United 40% win possibility. Very close, very, very close. But I think that, I don't know, the draw possibility, that's what you have to look at. I think it even says something here as well. If you take a look here, No, it doesn't. If we go to like font mob, let's say font mob, we go to Thursday, we go to Barcelona versus this here. There's like a win possibility, a win rate thing. Guess it doesn't want to show. Really doesn't want to. Let me just check my phone real quick. I can show you guys as well. Look, so United. Nope, it doesn't say for some reason. Where did I see this then? I don't know. I really don't know where I saw this. It was like a line to show like the win possibility for like United, like the draw possibility, and then like the not for United, the win possibility for both teams, and then the draw possibility. I don't know. Anyways, guys, yeah, very tough game, but I could say like Barcelona would have a 55% win rate, or not win rate, a 55%, maybe a 50% chance to win. I'll say a no. I'm gonna say a 30% chance for Barcelona for a draw. 30% chance for draw. Let's say 45%, 30, 35% for Barcelona to win, and then that's gonna leave me 35-35. 40% chance Barcelona win, 30% draw, 25% chance United win. But yeah, it's a very big chance for a draw, so that's why I'm gonna say draw. But but if I had to choose like which side has the better possibility of winning, yes, it's a draw. But which side is gonna have a better possibility of winning? I'm gonna say Barcelona. The recent games, and that took quite a while for that one. Ajax and Berlin. I think Ajax win that, no doubt. Shakhtar and Rennes. I mean, how are Shakhtar? They're not the worst team, to be fair. I mean, Rennes are not bad either. I mean, let's just make a random prediction because I really don't know both of these teams. I could see Shakhtar winning. I don't think they're the worst team. I'm going to be honest. I mean, Rennes are also not the worst. So, this is just a random prediction. Random, we'll say. Like, really, like, it's a meh prediction. Meh prediction. Like I really don't really know about it. PSV and Sevilla. That's a nice matchup. You know, Sevilla not really doing the best this season in the LaLiga, but PSV are also doing really good in they're doing pretty nice in the what's it called? In the Eredivisie League. I mean, what's their bro, I can't even see. Take a look at the Eredivisie. I mean, what's the standings here? Yes, they're like in 4th place, but I feel like they're still doing pretty good. They have some ballers, but I think league, or not PSG, PSV, man. League wise, PSV are doing better than Sevilla, but can you really compare? Oof. I could see PSV beating. I could really see PSV beating Sevilla, with how Sevilla are doing recently. I could see that. Sporting will probably win here. Let's just put a W here. Honestly, we're just gonna say what in the world is this TJY? What is the spelling, man? Yeah, they'll probably lose that. Juve and Nantes. How are Juve doing from that relegation? Oh, we didn't talk about the Man City like what is that? That Man City effect? Not effect. What is it? Allegation. We didn't talk about that. Maybe on the next episode. I don't think it's near the end of the episode, 10:30 p.m. for me. So on the next episode, we'll talk about that. I don't know how Juve are doing, but I think Juve are still better than Nantes. And then Leverkusen and Monaco. Ooh, that's a nice game as well. Leverkusen. I think Leverkusen will unfortunately draw, man. Monaco, not just in the Ligue 1, but in general, man. Monaco just too good. So those are my predictions there. But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. Yeah, unfortunately, we forgot to talk about the Man City allegations, but we'll talk about those on the next episode. Yeah, I just want to warn you guys about those allegations to let you know. So if you guys want to go research yourself before I go on to talk about it in more in depth in the next episode, then feel free to do so yourself. As I said, thank you so much for 34 subscribers, guys. Very, very appreciated. But yeah, next episode will probably be on probably Saturday, guys. Probably Saturday. I think Saturday we'll do another episode, talk about maybe Saturday or Friday. Yeah, I think Friday we'll do one with Gareth probably. No, actually, I don't know if we'll bring Gareth. Maybe we'll do one with Gareth after the second week of maybe after all the 8 games of the first leg have been done. Then we'll do one with Gareth, and then talk about who can we see win in the second leg and qualify to the round of the quarterfinals. But yeah, guys, the next episode probably on Friday. Hopefully we can get Gareth on this time. I mean, last time I didn't really ask him either because I was a bit busy and stuff, so I couldn't really have time to do one either. But yeah, we'll probably have one. We'll do a Champions League episode ourselves this Friday, and then this Saturday or Friday, we'll see, and then we'll have another Champions League episode next Friday after all the 8 games for the first leg of the round of 16 have been done, and then we'll do an episode next Friday with Gareth, talk about who will win in the second leg and go on to the round of the quarterfinals. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. As I said, thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Hope you guys have a blessed time until the next episode, a blessed life. But for now, stay happy, stay positive, stay flow, and I'll see you later. For now, peace. Have a good one.